Gobby's feeling himself in the trim.
Back on top. Come on. No.
Feel it now. In fact, fam, like I need to give my trim honourable mention. I felt so, fam, so fast and so clean when I got this. I felt like a new man. But yeah, so I mean, I guess it's only fitting we start. And I don't even know where to start with this one because it's a bit of a madness. But if you've been on Twitter in the last 4 or 5 days, I don't even know what really brought it on. I can't. Do you know what? I think what brought the conversation on was the Toyin stuff. R.I.P. Toyin. If you don't know, she was a young girl in America who was unfortunately raped and killed following a protest that she was coming from one night. So that happened in the States, and I think that was kind of what triggered the conversation here into people basically calling out sexual assaulters, predators, whatever you want to call them.
Remember, what added fuel to the fire was J. Cole's response to No Name.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That blew up, and then after that, people just started getting called out.
Yeah.
In terms of like men who had been like sexually harassed or sexually assaulted women, and then that whole list came out of.
Yeah, and then the list came out. Yeah.
I didn't see the list, but I just saw people commenting about it and like.
Yeah.
And speaking about like everyday experiences or like experiences they've had with those particular people on the list.
So it's mad because it was like almost like it was just like dominoes, fam. There's one thing, then another thing, then the list.
There's more dominoes.
Yeah. And it's nuts. Like that list blew me away because there's a couple names on the list that are obviously very prominent social media heads. You feel me? So obviously when you. Yeah. And that's what like a lot of girls are saying. They were like, I saw like a lot of girls in the TL say that they're not like shocked by some of the acts on the list, which is mad. Obviously, following the list, that then the tide then changed from the social media heads to rappers. Ray Black called out a rapper, a UK rapper. I don't even know if I should mention his name. Obviously, everyone knows what I'm talking about, but I don't even want to mention names too tough. But that situation specifically was just so like the way it took place, it didn't even seem real. Like,
you know what? Yeah, because we spoke about this in the group chat, innit? And too, I could tell you're very like raw, like rattled, like what's going on, like what's wrong with them, innit?
Yeah.
Like, for me, I was like, same shit, different day. Like,
like
things like that.
Don't pretend like you're not shocked, side. That's cap.
No, I wasn't at all.
No. Like, go on.
I'm not saying as in what happened, but like it's the people who are involved. You're like, oh right, these two had a sort of like issue.
It's not even the people per se. Yeah, it was more so the act that he did towards her that I was like, who even does that? Like, do you feel me? Like, who just grabs a breast in public and shakes it? Like, but then to hear that but then to hear from some chicks like Tyra saying that that stuff isn't even that rare, that like it happens. Do you feel me? It's just like my heart goes out to him still because it's not easy being a chick because you lot go through some mad stuff, and if that was my sister, if that was my girlfriend, if that was like if I'm Ray Black's sister, you're getting punched up, 110%. Because that is crazy. Like how he thought that was acceptable is just nuts.
Like it needs to stop. The whole fact that the whole system is patriarchy.
Yeah.
That's the root cause of all of these problems. Like a lot of men feel entitled. Like, man's grabbing that bum. Like man's grabbing breasts. Like, what?
The system of patriarchy, just like white supremacy, is crazy. Like crazy stuff you see on the surface, similarly to like racism, such as like people getting killed on the street, people getting called nigger. I would compare it to the system of patriarchy. The things you see on the rape, sexual like overt sexual harassment very much happen are the things that shock people, but there's so much underneath, like other everyday occurrences that obviously contribute to all of this.
Some other like microaggressions, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of the like women and people online that are like, oh, you know what, this is pretty normal. I think experience those micro, don't want to say micro.
That
contribute to the whole picture. Do you get me?
It's mad because like as tough as these conversations are to have here, and as much as I can imagine, being a woman, as hard as it must be to read all these stories, because there have been bare stories over the last couple of days, isn't it? And as much as it must be very triggering, I'm glad it's happening still, because I think it's very necessary, because hopefully I would hope that there are men out there that now think twice about how they're moving and how they're approaching women and how they conduct themselves around women moving forward. Like, do you feel me? I hope that this is some sort of like grand awakening almost, because I'm sure like the way my man was replying in the voice notes to Ray Black here, he didn't think it was that deep. Like he didn't really see the depth of error in his ways. You feel me? Like he knew he was out of line, but like I don't think he understood from his replies. Like I don't think he understood that raw. Like you actually cannot be doing that under any circumstance. Like that's just so mad that it's crazy that thought even popped into your head. Like it's talk less of carrying it out. Do you feel me?
Yeah, which is why I even mentioned that. That's the fact that he thinks it's not that deep.
Yeah,
that education is coming from that his normal environment.
Yeah.
It's like right, this is actually part of a bigger problem that.
Yeah.
And
I think men just need to start having more conversations and just start having to call their boys out on smaller things, because there are smaller things that take place, such as maybe like a tap on the bum in a club, or like maybe trying to pull a girl by the arm or whatever. Do you feel me? Like those are the smaller things that are just as not just as X, but they're also wrong, and they're also forms of harassment and assault. Do you feel me? And it's the smaller things like that I think if you nip those in the bud, then the larger manifestations of grabbing a breast in public and shaking it as them things won't.
You can't just be with your friends though, because obviously birds of the same feather flock together. So your boy, like their boy, could do that, and they think, yeah, that's calm. Like, what are you talking about? It needs to be like a wider.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
It's just not within the circles, because you could be like that within your circle and be checking the man and then checking yourself, but in a wider society, the way that women are treated across the board, it's going to match up to what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can change racist behavior within your immediate circle,
but it's still going to exist outside, isn't it?
Yeah, when you step out into the world, at the end of the day, you're still a black person and you're still going to encounter that prejudice and oppression. So that's kind of how I see it. Like,
it's true.
Like there needs to be.
It's true, man. So, boy, everyone's got work to do, really. Like I think this like I said, like as much as the conversations aren't easy to have, and as much as it must be very triggering for females, I do think it's necessary, and I do hope that some good comes out of it in terms of, even if it's just the everyday interactions between men and women, in like our social circles and where we hang about. I would hope to see some sort of change of approach, and man, them think more deeply about how you're approaching women, and think deeply about your opinions and beliefs in terms of maybe your belief that maybe you're entitled to women or whatever. Man, them, please, I beg you, just stay on side. Like, just don't try be sneaky. Like, consent is sexy, fam. That's the new thing. Don't try and do anything extra when you're interacting with females. Just stay on side, and that's my analogy. Just stay on side at all times. Don't try and beat an offside trap. Just please. But yeah, we'll get back to the music. In fact, like even before we do that, because the next tune I'm gonna play is a new Potter tune. Potter's Home. Potter's Home.
Oh! I watched the as it was going live. It was crazy.
Yeah. See what Potter embodies. Yeah, like there's a certain, like, as much as real road rap is coming back, I feel like Potter Payper like is the embodiment of that type of rap. Do you feel me? Like,
he is one of
man is a real rap to the core, real gangster rap to the core. Like, man breathes it.
From time you got videos of him with a towel over the head with a zoot and bin. shelling off. I was like, what is raw and authentic? I need it. On a Twitter account for some time, it's the same. Oh, it's put home.
It's put home. I saw that.
I had the ear to the streets. He's been out for like a couple of weeks now. Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta keep it quiet, innit?
And it makes sense because obviously the weekend it was made public that he was out. He dropped his EP in it, so that's just a quick 4-track EP, and the EP is solid and it's streaming very well. So I'm happy for him. I hope he can just do the rap thing 110%, and I hope he just stays focused on the music because the EP is called 2020 Vision and it is doing very sick. So shout out Payper. Yeah. So over the last couple of weeks, we've obviously been seeing the Black Lives Matter stuff, the protests, the marches, the petitions, all of that stuff, which has been very positive. There's still some sort of discourse around the movement and around Black Lives Matter. So great. Obviously, we saw a lot of rappers take to the streets. We saw like a lot of rappers get vocal about their presence at the marches. We saw a couple of them, actually go to the marches. It was all very well and good. However, we saw last week a handful of rappers. The ones I saw were Digga D, Dutch, and a couple of others post that they were being recalled by their probation officers because apparently they were being accused of inciting violence through their promotion of Black Lives Matter. Now, the problem is self-evident there. We got feds who claim they aren't racist, saying that rappers can't go and protest injustice because they're inciting violence. I mean, you saw it for yourself. The protests were, by and large, very peaceful. The most ruckus that was kicked off by far was when them EDL dons came to defend the statue, but ended up just beefing feds, which is absolute, which is a madness. There was even that picture of the one black guy carrying the far right don out of St. Passa. The far right don then turned out to be an ex-Met officer. It's like, you can't make this stuff up. It's like it writes itself. And it just speaks again to the depth of racism in a society where people are telling you that if you say Black Lives Matters and you promote it on your socials, you're inciting violence. Can you imagine the rubbish? And that's the reason why you should now go and recall someone from probation and say that they might have to go back into prison. Then even just the other day, during the Man City Burnley game, this was like yesterday, the White Lives Matter banner flying across the stadium. And there are still people that live in this very UK that will tell you with chest that, no, there's no racism in Britain.
The comments underneath the post, what Burnley posted, people are like, why is that racist? Don't white lives matter? And people are like, are you stupid? Of course they do. But right now, who is the prejudice against? Black folks in America that are being, America and globally, that are being systematically
marginalized.
Yes, do you see what I'm saying? And then someone put in the house, all right, cool. If all houses are burning, if one house is burning, are you going to say all houses matter? When the firefighter comes, you're going to scream at him, say, oh, look at my house as well. No, you're not.
Do you know what? Yeah, like at this point, everyone's heard that analogy enough times. Like I think at this point, if you're still trying to like rationalize the all lives matter thing or the white lives matter thing, you're just a racist. Do you feel me? Like, you've seen the arguments before. You're just not trying to hear it. The comments underneath that were spinning my whole brain. I couldn't believe it.
Some people are like, right, had enough.
Yeah. I don't know if it will ever change or to the extent it will change here, innit? But it'll be interesting to see because it seems like the conversation is still happening, but obviously it's just through time and just through obviously the ongoing news cycle. It's gone to the background a little bit. Do you feel me? So I think it will be very interesting to see how the next like a month and 2 months unfolds in regards to the whole movement.